game was really important for us to get to the end line and get those 3 points. I think going into this break, obviously with the situation coming into the game with again missing 2 players, the players that they were out, players that are still obviously coming back from injury like Mitch, like Rose. We really need to find a way to win, and I think the start of the game was a bit shaky. Like we conceded that goal the game by fine margins. The VAR took a while, but it was a goal, and then in other games here at home we have had that issue. So it was again, where psychologically we needed to be strong. I think the players they kept going. Part of our signature kind of football is the press, and I think we scored out of that. And the second half they battled, and I think that goal that Jace scored, the great assist from Nealy, it really represents who we are, how we fought, and the other part of the game maybe is also the amazing work the players are putting behind the scenes with the staff, putting a lot of effort into player development. I think this is an unofficial stat, but I think it's the first time in history that a team plays like 6 rookies in the league and we were able to win. I think that's amazing. Today we had Sofia, Lily, Sarah, Josie, Mac and Kaya playing. I think that is unheard of, and we still managed to win the game. I think that is credit to them. Again, this is unofficial, but it's from what I saw. So I think that really says a lot of this team, of this club, and it was very important to get this victory.
Hi Coach, congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
After that 11th minute marker, when you are down in a game like this 1-0, what are some of the strategies you're encouraging your players to use, and what are some of the things you're looking for to push them forward and head into those kind of goal scoring opportunities that they need to overcome that deficit?
Yeah, I think unfortunately, it's happened a few times this year at home where very early we concede, and I think that moment is a moment for us to be calm, to reset, to make sure that we stick to our game plan. Obviously, when a game happens, and in the manner that it happens, I think it was very unfortunate. It was a bit of a miscommunication at second phase. It's not something that it was continuously happening throughout the first 11 minutes. I think it's about us making sure that we trust in who we are, we trust in our game plan, we trust in the ability that our players have, and that's what the players did, and that's why they were here with 3 points.
Juan magazine. Coach, you have a number of players, they were just honored to represent their nations. How does that change the look of training? Is it just players don't get much time, getting a lot more time? What are the changes that brings?
Yeah, obviously first I want to send them, I think we spoke during the week as well, like the best of luck to all of them. I think it's always an honor to represent your country, and especially in these big stages, in Euros, Copa America, and the Africa Cup of Nations. Also the American players now, Rose is coming back into the team, Lily is the first call-up, Emily is just over 100, and even in some of the latest games she's been the captain, so we're very proud of them. And now we also have Sarah Szupansky going with the 23s and Mac Whitham going with the 17s, so I think for us that is a moment of pride. And then in terms of the players that stay here, we're gonna first they deserve this break. I think we are already the team in the league that has played the most games, that we've traveled the most distance. I think they really need that break, and the same with the staff, because they've been fantastic. And when we come back, we're going to focus a lot in the individual work, how we can help every single one of them to be the best version of themselves, and then from there, prepare that Chicago game. Don't want to think too much about it, but I'm already, thinking.
Juan, you mentioned the rookies, and Nealy just said that this team hasn't had a lot of those the last couple of years. And when you look at the first chunk of the season, did you always kind of visualize that as a time to experiment and see how everybody would kind of mesh together? And just when you look up at the standings now, 18 points and kind of in that 8th place spot, just how important was it to get to this point, just given all the experiments we're going to have to do?
Yeah, very good question. I think it was massive. We set a target in the off-season to get to know us. I think we had 11 or 12 changes in the roster, a lot of new staff coming in, so we wanted to use pre-season to get to know us on and off the pitch. We did that. I think the players were great, the staff as well. Unfortunately, we'll be missing key players now like Rose. Then we had Tierna. Then Mitch took a bit longer. It's been a process. Jace didn't really come in at the beginning of the year. Came almost halfway through. So it was always going to be a process of adaptation, but at the same time we know this league, we have to compete, we have to win, and the other target was to win the CONCACAF Champions Cup. I think the point that we are in, I would like us to have more points on the table. I think that's the same with the group of players, but then also looking at, as you said, Nealy mentioned, we have a lot of young players in the roster at the moment that they're getting experiences like today are invaluable. You can't get them if you don't leave them, and the way other players are carrying that, like Anne or Nealy or Emily, Mandy's been excellent. That people are at the back or players stepping up. No, that were part of the team. Like Taryn I think she's been fantastic. I think it's really helping. And then on top of that, I think we got a very special player up top. No, that is making the difference. We needed that, and we're putting everything together, and step by step we keep growing. No? I was talking about the step.
Juan, Esther tonight became the fastest player in club history to score 10 goals, surpassing Sam Kerr. Just dive a little deeper on Esther. What has maybe changed or been added to her game, do you think, this year?
I think it's been a process. No, she came the first year halfway through. Then I think the second, and she was still obviously key for us to win the championship. But it's a big jump, our adaptation into this league, physicality, understanding with the teammates, etc. Last year, she was doing a great effort, but she was actually injured playing. She had something on her foot that was bothering her. That's why she missed kind of halfway through the year some of the games. And then when she came back, she obviously helped us a lot, and I think this year having that full pre-season, be fully fit, understanding the teammates understanding her, because her understanding of the game is very different to anyone, and then that with, she's the ultimate pro, the way she takes care of herself, and she always does that with a smile, helping the young ones, helping the older ones, integrating. She got a great connection with Emily Sonnet, and she got a great connection with Ella, but at the same time with Jace, with Brew, she's just a connector with her attitude towards life and football. So I think she's super important for us. And then on top of that, she's, today she got one chance, she put it away. That's super important. But that chance is because she's working hard without the ball. No?
Yeah, it's nice to get a win at home in front of our home fans anytime. And I think it wasn't a very pretty game or, necessarily the way we want to play. But we can take some big takeaways away, like Jeff said, to come back from 1-0 down early in the game is huge for us. And it just shows the resilience of the team. So happy to get the 3 points, but we have the next, 5 or 6 weeks to continue to build off of that performance.
Soph?
Yeah, same thing as Neil's. I could really hear the fans tonight. Usually they're super loud, and so that really energizes me and the team. And then coming down from the first goal, it just showed the grit and resilience and just us pulling it off. So I'm really proud of us.
Questions?
Hi guys, congratulations on the win. This is now your second home win and second consecutive win. So now as we're heading into the international break, how do you plan to continue that momentum when you return in August?
Yeah, I think it's a time for us to rest because we have a lot of internationals and a lot of CONCACAF games as well that other teams may not have, but also we're going to continue to train really hard and, fine-tune those details in both boxes and, just in our game plan in general, on our structure and the way we keep the ball. So it's a time to fine-tune and to get ready for the second half of the season, but also to get some rest.
Nealy, what's maybe gone right over the last couple of matches for you guys? What do you feel like is maybe something you want to really take over into that second half of the season?
Yeah, I think something we've really honed in on is the structure defensively, and I think you can see what we're trying to do defensively, and it's been pretty clear the last couple of matches how we want to defend, and we continue to build every game on that. And I think at the beginning of the season we weren't necessarily as structured as you might normally see Gotham, but we've gotten a lot better, and I think over the next few matches, hopefully we can get some shutouts and continue to build on that.
And what have you liked about the way that maybe some of the newcomers, like Sofia and the others, have been able to come in and add add to the veterans that are here for a few seasons? Just how does that maybe change the dynamic of the group compared to past years?
Yeah, honestly, they've been great off the pitch, which has been great in our locker room. They're top class, and I think they're eager to learn, and they're very humble, but they're very talented. I'm excited every time Soph steps on the field. The first thing I tell her is, do your thing. Like, I got your back, I'm going to defend for you, and then I'm going to give you the ball. There's 4 people on you because I see her do it every day in training, dance her way out. Same for Kaya, same for Sarah, Lily. We've never really been a team with many rookies over the past few seasons, but it's kind of a breath of fresh air in the locker room, off the field, and on the field. They're all so talented, and I'm just so proud of them. They're like my kids. Thanks, Dad.
For Sophia, when you're coming on in these key moments, especially last game versus Utah and now today, what's running through your head, and what are some of the things that you're looking to accomplish when you first step onto the pitch?
Yeah, I feel like since I'm coming on like a little later into the game, and especially when it's like tighter, like it's a lot of game management. So I'm a player who likes to play freely, but in those moments I'm like, okay, just simple, like just help, like do what you can to help the team. So I feel like tonight, like just holding it, it was 2-1, it's a close game, so just like getting it up the field, like getting it down the line into the corner, and just like staying really focused and just doing whatever I can, like running hard back on defense just to like keep the 3 points.
So just a random question here, but obviously you've played with Lily through college. To see her get her first senior national team call up, how did the UCLA crew react when they saw that news?
I mean, I was so excited. I knew it was coming, so I was just like, good job, Lil, but I just knew it was coming. Yeah. But yeah, I'm like so proud of her, like just playing with her like my 3 years in college. Like when I came in early, she took me under her wing, so like I've like built a good friendship with her, and she's a great person. So I just love when like my friends are really good at soccer but good people. So I'm just like, it's free joy for me. So I'm like, let's go, Lil. So yeah, we were really excited for her.